welcome back to Toya DTV. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and warn you this is not going to be a short review this week. Too many things went on in this episode, and I have a lot to say. So let's go ahead and get into it. Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 4, Episode 4. Keke, do you love me? Okay, so y'all, in the first scene, we see Tiffany at Mel's house, and they're kind of rehashing the whole Christmas party, what happened between Tiffany and Stormy. And it wasn't a good look, but I mean, I feel like Tiffany wants everybody to be her. And people don't deal with certain things, people don't stay around certain things, people don't hang around certain things that they don't agree with. I'll just say that. So, anyway, she was saying how her and Kimmy were good and the conversation had ended well. And then Stormy came and it all picked back up. Well, actually, what happened was Stormy just came in asking the questions. And what happened was Tiffany made the conversation go left. So I don't understand why she don't understand her part in what happened. She did play a role. So I'm glad Mel checked her and said, you know what, when you came to this group, you were very opinionated as well. Because she was trying to say that it was Stormy, she thought that they were on a good, she thought that her and Kimmy had squashed it. Stormy came back in, conversation started over, but it's like it didn't have to go left if Tiffany didn't make it go left. So girl bye. Then they move on having a conversation about her being there at the book signing for Martell and the children, her being, surprised that Mel and the kids weren't there and all that. Mel had to put it out there. Basically, sometimes you have to teach people how to treat you, and some people try to control you even when they're not even with you. So, I know there's a lot of people who are, it's like split whether Mel should have taken the kids. But honestly, I feel the people that think Mel should have taken the kids has never been in an abusive situation. That's my personal opinion. And I say that because, first of all, you never know what she has going on, first of all. And people keep saying, well, she should have put the kids first. That man has enough money to make this book signing happen again. Okay, it's not that serious. They can have another book signing. It's not the end of the world. No, the children are not going to look back on this and hate their mom. They're not. Because had their dad planned correctly, this would not have been an issue at all. And that's his problem. So Tiffany was all, well, he was just so sad. Girl, you're just buying it. That's all. A lot of people are not buying it. He may be sad, but he brought the sadness on himself. It's not, you can't expect somebody to come rescue you when you created the issue. That's all I'm saying. So when Mel was talking to her about why, she didn't come and she wasn't invited and all of that, somehow the conversation turned and Tiffany was like, well, don't make decisions based off of history and baggage. I almost flipped backwards because I was saying to myself, if you don't make decisions off of history, then what are you making decisions off of? You make decisions off of your experience in life. That's history. And did she not make her decision to leave her husband based off the history that they had? I don't get it. Tiffany claims to be something that she's not, and I hate it so much. We see straight through it. Girl, if you want to be transparent, authentic, whatever you want to call it, baby, you ain't giving us none of the above. Be who you are. Like, y'all, okay, so this scene turned and it became her talking about her history after she said to that she after she said that to Mel, she was basically like, okay, there's always your side of the story, his side of the story, and the truth. And Mel is just like, no, mine is always going to be the truth. And I kind of felt like that was a dig at Mel because at the end of the day, are you calling her a liar? I honestly believe what Mel is saying. I really do. And a lot of people wouldn't, but honestly, like I said, if you have ever been in a abusive or controlling relationship, oh, you get and understand all of this. If you haven't, you may not understand. So don't judge somebody just because of how it looks, because you never know. So Tiffany gets into conversation with Mel about her first marriage and how it didn't work out. So basically, Tiffany said she had all the love and support in the world, but she wanted a different lifestyle. And at some point she decided that she wanted a divorce because she wanted more money. She wanted somebody with more money and status. I see this situation. If somebody's giving you unconditional love, they can see past your flaws, they can love you regardless. Do you I don't think she realized how much she could have built from that. I don't think she realized she could have taken her ideas and they could have grown. He could even have ideas. They could have grown those ideas into businesses and made that lifestyle happen. Sometimes you have to work at stuff. Basically, what she's saying is that she wanted to meet somebody that already had it. That's what I'm hearing. And it's kind of sad because in this particular scene, she's very timid and very like fragile. And I'm just looking at this and I'm like, it looks like regret all over her face. She looks like she regrets the fact that she left her soulmate. Now, she said that this was her soulmate, right? And she's looking fragile, super timid now because this man has passed away and it's done. There's no way she can get that back, not with him. So, a part of me is like sort of giving Tiffany the side eye. Is it that you wanted him, or is it the fact that you missed a good thing because now it's gone? Or could it be those beneficiary checks or life insurance policy? We see Kimmy and Tisha meet up at Kimmy's house, and Kimmy's doing it out of a just kind of like a loving gesture to make sure that her and Tisha are on a good page because Tisha's very sensitive, and anything you say, Tisha's gonna take it like the worst because she's a sensitive person. Kimmy knows that, so she invites her over just to break down what happened at the reunion. She explained the comment that she made. No, they would not be friends if they were not family, and it's because Kimmy does not do a whole lot of back and forth with people if they argue. She would just wash her hands clean of them and move on with life. And she was like, Tisha, I care about you. I'm never going to wash my hands clean of you. We're family. So Tisha felt better about that. By the way, them yellow boots, knee boots that Tisha had on was cute. And Tisha, oh my God, makeup flawless, hair flawless. Whoever this new makeup person is, need to be a staple in her life. Period. Whoever did her reunion look last year, fire them. Straight like that. So then Kimmy starts talking about, the honeymoon and all. Y'all, Kimmy says she is blessed to have Maurice because they're kindred spirits. They don't have to do much. They understand each other. And it is what it is. Like, I think they're meant for each other. Kimmy just wants to be young and playful. Maurice just want to have his businesses and have his woman and have a little fun. From there, they started talking about Mel's little Christmas pajama party. Kimmy is hilarious for that. Kimmy don't really bang with nobody. Like Kimmy is just like, I'm on this show, but I really don't mess with y'all like that. Like I'm cordial with everybody, but I don't really get down with nobody. Like I love it. She has not changed a drop since season 1. And I love it. I don't care what's going on. Kimmy hasn't changed a drop. Now I've seen some changes in people, but Kimmy, mm-mm. So she let her know that during the pajama party, Keke was there. She was not there, nor was Destiny there. So she was like, "What? Keke was there? I didn't know they were that close." Well, apparently, Mel invited her and she came. So she kind of told Tisha what had been said, and Tisha was shocked because she thought they were in a better place. So, hey, now what's left to do other than have a conversation with Keke, right? Now, Tisha said, well, that goes to show that blood ain't thicker than mud. Have y'all ever heard that before? When I heard her say that, I was like, what? Is it because blood is not thicker than mud, so you'll drag your blood through the mud? Is that what she's trying to say? I don't get it. Somebody please explain it to me. I don't get it. Like I've never heard that ever. So we go to Black and we see Marsau, Maurice, and Louis. Well, first it's Marsau and Maurice, and Maurice is just kind of chucking it up with Marsau. Yeah, Kimmy's a different person, man. I gotta start taking her out more. Yeah, you do. That's your wife. Like she's a different person when we're on vacation. You would think you would want to take your wife on vacation more often, and not just because she's a different person when she's on vacation. Like, come on, you cannot work yourself to death and not spend time enjoying life. So Marcel don't want to hear it. He's turned off. So time to sit down with Lou and time for them to hash out what's going on. So basically, Marcel starts off by telling Lewis, you have not earned the right to give me your opinion on my marriage. I don't understand why Lou doesn't get this. I get that he's a different type of thinker or whatever. You can think and see whatever you want, but to say it to the person in the situation as if it's not an issue, oh yeah, that's a real quick way to get some furniture moving. That's a real quick way to get some furniture moving, some fist fights on. It's it's invasive and it's offensive. Regardless of what your opinion is, nobody really cares. It's their marriage. Let them live. Period. Nobody asks for your opinion. Nobody needs it. It's one of those situations. Like, so they kind of go back and forth about this for the longest time, and Lou was not getting it. He was not getting it. So Marceau had to break it down because Marceau was like, I don't care about anything else. Y'all said that you think we were in a out that I was in a bad marriage. You said, I think he's in a bad marriage. That's what I'm talking about. And that's the only thing I'm talking about. So it was kind of like a situation where Lou was kind of like, well, like it's going to just have to be an agree to disagree type of thing. And Marceau wasn't having it. I got to say, as crazy as Marceau treats Tisha, this scene right here tells me that he care about that girl. He care about that marriage. So you could see the pistivity in his running through his veins. Like, you don't get it. So he just flat out asked him, who the hell do you think you are to talk about my marriage? You don't know me. So then they go back into rehashing. He was like, oh, so I don't know you. And it turns out Marcel was like, you've been around me. Yeah, we've slapped hands, but we've never broke bread. We've never hung out, any of that. He was like, yeah, you right, you right. So Lou, you mean to tell me all this time Marcel has just been sort of like an associate? You talking like y'all done hung out, y'all done been at the bar together, y'all done did a boys trip together or something. You don't know him. He's right. If y'all are just associates or have done some sort of business together or something like that, you don't know him on a personal level. Even if you know him on a personal level, it's certain things you just don't say. Just the same way he said he could never go to his dad and say something about their marriage. It's best to just not open your mouth when it comes down to someone else's marriage. So then he gets in the confessional, Lou, and he's like, I still see things, but I won't say nothing. It's like, what's so hard about that? And it's like he's still just kind of bumping heads with it. Like it just bothers him not to say something. And honestly, that type of person is dangerous because you never know when they're going to say something and it could just throw you completely off. It could catch you completely off guard and it could just be bad, real fast. So basically, Maurice had to break it down. If you were to walk in a room and catch us talking about you and your marriage, what would your first thought be? And he said, you don't know me to be talking about my marriage. So it's like, why did he have to break it down like that in order for him to understand that you just need to keep your mouth shut when it comes down to somebody else's marriage? Say what you want, do what you want, but not to them, baby. Like, serious. Y'all, I gotta say this. The whole time Marceau is like making his point, y'all, the ambiance of this whole, the angle of the camera and the fire behind Marceau just amplifies the conversation so much. If he don't get it, the cat. The cameraman was on point. Like he was like, "Oh yeah, Marceau about to go in. Let me get this angle right here." Yeah, like come on, come on. The whole fire behind Marceau, it was so dramatic. I had to laugh at it, but hey, that's TV, right? So after Maurice said what he said to Lou, and he was like, "You know what?" He was like, I get it." And Marceau, is that an apology? Yes, that's an apology, man. That's my apology. Now, see, what I love about this, and then what I love about this is that Maurice did not let his brother go unchecked. Because you want an apology from this man doesn't mean you didn't wrong him as well. So, yeah, he amped it up and, being excessive with everything he had to say to him, kind of egging on the situation. He apologized for that, but really, it was all because Lou came for his marriage. And once you come for somebody's marriage, you get what you get. I would have been fine if Marceau didn't apologize. Let's just say that. So Marceau did apologize to him though, and they dapped it up. Everything was good. This is what I like about grown men. This is how you're supposed to handle conflict as an adult. Talk it out. Lou didn't even want to talk out all the details, but Marceau was like, "Yeah, let's hash it out so we can see what's really going on." And they did. They hashed it all out. First of all, Lou is thinking he know this man like that when it turns out he's just an associate. He's only been around him. He doesn't really know him. So it's like just because you think something is, that doesn't mean that it is. So sometimes it does pay to rehash things, but there's a time and a place. So both of them got apologies, daps all around, everybody's cool. Hopefully none of this comes back up. All right, we see Martell with his manager Melnika. She's talking about book signings, cookbooks, um, more business moves. So basically, they are trying to change the cover of Martell's cookbook. He's got a cookbook about clean eating, and he really wanted it to be more family oriented and not necessarily him half naked on the cover. Honestly, him being naked, half naked on the cover was a turn off to me. I think it's kind of disrespectful. Like if you're talking about food, why are you trying to sell your body? Like talk about the food. That's your craft. Like selling you is not as effective when you have a negative light. So yeah, he did very. I think that was a good move to take him off of the cover and just put wording on the cover just to get the sales for the people that are interested in that as well. And he's right. No man or boyfriend is gonna want to see a dude with his shirt off on a cookbook in his house. So that would have minimized his sales. So yeah, they did right by that. I don't even know who thought to do that in the first place. It just wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good look for him. So they talk about the book sales and all, and they want to do a billboard for him and the children regarding the book and the book sales. So that was a really good idea. And they, at this point, make an agreement that everything they do going forward is going to be on a weekend when he has the children, because you can't expect somebody to do something that you want them to do just because you want them to do it. Plain and simple. You can't expect somebody to bend backwards for you when you can just plan it on your week. Simple. So I heard Martell say, "Nope, I can't control," because um Melnika said, sometimes we think people should do what we want them to do, and that's not the case. We can't control other people. And Martell was like, yeah, we cannot control. And I hope he truly realizes that. It looks like I'm seeing some growth in him, but we also have not seen him around Mel. It looks like he's growing, but I'm not so sure. Um, I hope so though. Now they start talking about the testing for the cookbook, the recipe book. They're gonna do a like a taste test out in Atlanta because they don't want to do it in Huntsville. They want all people that don't know Martell. They want honest opinions. They want honest truths. And if you do it in Huntsville, if they know him, they're likely to say it's good when it's not, and they want the real deal. I like her. I like her way of thinking. She is a true PR. She's a true businesswoman. She's about strategy and whoever their target market is. I mean, I feel like they increased that by at least 75% when they took him off the cover. So I like her. I think they are very smart together. And I think she kind of keeps him humble and centered. Because sometimes I feel like Martell kind of goes left and without thinking it all the way through. So they're going to do that. He wants to invite Marceau, Maurice, and all of them. And she just wants to be clear. If you're inviting your friends, let's make sure that this is professional. Let's make sure we're not keying about something inappropriate so I don't have to go clean it up later. And I like how she don't sugarcoat and baby him. She lay down the law, he follows through, and that is that. That's what he needs. Then we see this whole meetup with Tiffany and Stormy. Y'all, this whole scene is giving me fake and phony because in real life, I don't feel like people would be this anxious to meet up with each other. And I get that Stormy met up saying that she wanted to give Tiffany a clean slate. She wanted to ignore the comment that she made and she just wanted to try to get to know her. Cool, understandable. Trying to get to know somebody and being cool with somebody is two different things. Okay, so they started talking, and Stormy apologized for what she did at the Christmas party. Tiffany just kind of starts talking and talking and talking, and Tiffany asked Stormy a question and did not even give Stormy enough time to answer. And she just went on and on and on. She went for topic to topic, you know. Tiffany is overbearing to me. Tiffany wants to be liked so bad that she's like, "Do you like me? Do you like me? Do you like get out of people's face?" Like, oh, it's too much. We did find out that Stormy had endometriosis, which made it not safe for her to conceive a child. And her story is actually kind of horrible. So she has some success with, because she wanted a child, she had success with IVF on her first try. That was nobody but God because people will tell you the stories. Normally, it does not work in one try. So, congrats, Stormy, because oh girl went through a lot. So, after the IVF was considered successful, she goes through the pregnancy and all, and she lets us know that she almost died giving birth. She had a what is it, a 4-degree tear, and she started hemorrhaging, and it was just I feel bad for her, but I'm really glad that she survived. Because of her experience, she doesn't want any more children, and I don't blame her. She got her baby, and that's that. So Tiffany wants another baby. Tiffany is 34. Y'all, why does Tiffany look like she's more 48 to me? I'm not, that's not shade. I'm being so serious. She looks like she's like 48. And that's not old, but it's shocking that Tiffany is younger than me, but she looks super old. So they in their conversation, and Tiffany's like, "So are we good?" And Stormy's just like, "We're getting to know each other." This is what I mean by Tiffany's overbearing. Tiffany is like in your face. I need an answer. I need a friend. I need you to confirm. I need to know. Tiffany, chill out, man. Don't nobody like all of that. Nobody likes all of that. Go be with Mel. Mel might can feed all that energy, but the average person don't got time. So y'all, we see Tisha and Keke meeting up at Black. They sit down to have the conversation. Tisha needs a distraction, so she brings up the fact that Keke and the poster of Kimmy is both they're both in high boots and it look cute. I'm like, girl, get to the conversation. Don't nobody got time to be comparing boots when y'all got this situation going on within y'all family. So she mentions that Kimmy told her that she had been talking about her at Mel's party. So Keke said that she was not talking about her in a degrading way. Keke, you was talking about her marriage, boo. You was overstepping. You were giving out marital uh personal business. She brings up, well, you told some of my business before to Mel, and that kind of checks that off like, okay, so was it a retaliation because of what Tisha did to you? So apparently 5 years ago, Tisha and Marsau were talking to Mel and Martell about Keke's personal business. Now, in the confessional, Tisha said that she felt obligated to tell Mel because um, They were inviting them solely on the fact of knowing Tisha and Marsau. Tisha, you're wrong. You're wrong. You should have never told that girl's business. I don't care who invited her where. If she got invited, let her be invited. If something pops off in their house or at their event, guess what? They'll handle it. They probably won't invite them back. But to spill out somebody's personal business because they invited them somewhere, you're wrong for that. You're wrong for that. And if you said you apologized for it, so she apologized for telling Mel about the situation. Now Keke said that Mel told her that they were laughing and joking about the situation before she arrived. Now, Tisha thinks that Mel could have twisted the story just because she knew that her and Tisha were not in a good place. She could have twisted the story and said, hey, Tisha said this about your marriage. Honestly, I don't put nothing past any of them when it comes down to laughing and joking about marriages because we've seen it happen in the seasons, past seasons, laughing and joking about what's been going on. And it seems like when they're all together, okay, let's use last season as an example. That whole hee hee ha ha about Kimmy being a side chick in the pool in Vegas, that turned ugly real fast. So I can see them all sitting around. Who was involved in that one? Oh, Tiffany, Lou, Marsau, Tisha, Melody, Martell, all of them, Maurice, and Kimmy, all of them were in the pool. So I don't put this past them that somebody was laughing about a situation. Now, Marsau, he's a jokester, prankster, always want to stir the pot. Martell would throw the heat on anybody to get it off of him. Who knows who started the conversation? But Tisha does laugh at everything. So I don't know who's wrong. But apparently it got resolved 5 years ago. It's being brought up again. Tisha said, you know what? Let's just part ways and be done with it. And that's that. So she goes out and calls Kimmy on the phone. Kimmy, I'm so mad. I'm shaking right now. And then she told her all of what was going on. So then Keke come out to see where she's at or what's going on. She's like, okay, so she's coming back. So I'll talk to you later. Who are you talking to me? Who are you talking about me to now? So it's like a part of me feel like a little bit this is for the cameras because I don't get it, don't get it, don't get it. Like, does the cousin not want to part ways? I'm just the type. If anybody ever tell me they want to part ways, other than my husband, now if you ain't wiping it up or husbanding it up, like people be fighting so hard for stuff that people don't even want. Like people be fighting like hard for some friendships, and the other person don't desire it as much as you. I don't get that type of stuff. I don't get it. But yeah, so Keke came out and called her out on it. Now we don't know what's going to happen with that situation. I mean, for Tisha to say she want to just part ways, then I think Keke should have let it be. But the crazy part about that is that she still is going to be around Mel. And I do believe Mel will stir the pot, stir that pot, because that's why Mel invited her to that party. But anyway, y'all, tell me what you think about the episode. I told y'all this was not going to be a short review because it was so much to hash out, go through all the details. Y'all, this episode was crazy, but it was good, fun, entertaining. It was not a dull moment, except when Tiffany got on the screen. But I ain't gonna shade her too much this episode. But anywho, leave it down in the comments, y'all. Have y'all ever heard of blood is thicker? What is it? Blood thicker than mud? All of that craziness. All right, y'all. Until next time. Bye.